All right, we'll basically proceed in implementing the UI for our app. We succeeded in making the skeleton to boot up on our phone. Like I said, if you succeeded in that part, if you have scaled through that part, you are one way in completing your application. So like I said in the past module, if you want to use already made UI for your mobile, you can just go to sites like Mobin. They have numerous UI that is already pre-made from already existing apps that you can choose from instead of designing your UI from scratch. You just have to find the app that has a relationship with your app and maybe copy their UI if you kind of like their UI. But in our own case, we will be using our UI, we'll be creating our UI from scratch. As a matter of fact, we don't even know what our UI looks like. Like, we don't even have any faint idea of any kind of sketch of how our UI is going to look like. So we are going to basically use the AI agents in our possession to make the best UI for our app. So our focus is actually on functionality. The UI should be great too, but our focus is actually on the app actually delivering value to the final consumers. So like I said, if you want to get pre-made UI, here is where you can get that from and implement it in your app, but that's not our target at the moment. So going back to Cursor, I guess, let me open Cursor real quick here. All right. Okay. All right, we are in Cursor, and this is where we stopped in the last module that we have been talking about. This is where we tested out the skeleton of our app, and it ended up working. So from here on out, we are going to proceed with the UI part of things. So I already have a prompt prepared for this, the UI we'll be implementing. If we go to our docs over here, and let me scroll down. I have a prompt for the UI. So this is a prompt I prepared beforehand that I'll be using on Cursor to get the attributes of each and every part of the UI in order to be able to put it into code and basically create the image. So it says here, I need you to list all attributes that we will be having / needing in each and every part of the section: home, transaction, budget, report, and settings. These are the this is basically the 5 sections we have in our app at the moment. So that's where we will know what is required for each screen and draft how the UI will be and how we will design it on our own end. Think through thoroughly and try not to miss any important details to avoid excessive adjustment and debugging in the long run. So basically what I'm trying to ask Cursor is that we should actually list attributes of every particular section like we listed over here, and in a list format so that we can be able to know how to design the UI and interactive part of things. I'm also trying to instruct it to take its time so that we will not be hooked up in excessive debugging at the long run. So that's the basic prompt you are using for this. You can actually craft your own prompt. I'm going to be dropping this PDF for those that will be actually trying to use it at some point. So basically, I'm going to copy, okay? I'm going to copy this as it is over here, and I'm going to click copy. Let me move this thing a little bit out of here. Now we have to go back to Cursor, press the Windows command, go back to Cursor. I'll have to paste this prompt we have generated on our own to Cursor. Let's see what it is going to give us. So I'm going to paste this thing real quick by pressing Ctrl V on my keyboard, and I'm going to hit the enter key, and let's see what it brings for us. So it's kind of creating it in an MD file, though we didn't instruct it to put it in an MD file. What we were planning before was it to write it plain as a plain text on our screen so that we can get it one by one from there. But regardless, we are going to use it from the MD files. So we'll have to give it some time to complete writing our UI specifications. So it's kind of taking a lot of time, and I guess it's writing it in details like we instructed. When it is done, we actually see what is it gave us and know whether we'll have to go with it or make some kind of correction. So we'll keep going. It's still making our specification for our UI, and it's actually taking pretty long. This is around 10 minutes to 12 minutes around this moment. So let's see what let's give it more time and see what it comes up with. So we have completed it completed like our specification, and it has like 1,000 plus lines of specification written. It's pretty long for just a specification. And here is the document overview. Here is the home and the dashboard. This is the section and the key attributes: balance card, total balance, balance change, currency, whatever, income and expense. These are the attributes: pie charts, category spending, 5+ top orders, quick action, add income, add expense, and transfer, recent transactions, 5 last with category. So basically, this is what's going to be in each section of the screen. This is for the home screen. This is for the transaction screen. This is for the report screen. This is for the settings screen, and this is basically how it arrange the whole stuff for us. So we are going to keep the specification files, and we are going to actually look through the specification files and see how we are going to use it for prompt engineering in order to create our UI screen. So I'm going to go down over here, put this thing down a little bit. So it's kind of excessively detailed. And we have to find a way to craft a prompt that will actually work for us. So since we used Cursor to do the specification.md, we are going to actually also use it to make prompts for the whole stuff, because Cursor is the one that actually will understand how to craft a better prompt, because he knows how our project structure looks like. It reads our project. It's basically the one writing our project for us. So this is a basic so this is basically the detailed description of how stuff will be. It even gave us a few charts that we'll be actually using, right? And it gave us some kind of description. It's pretty detailed for what we actually asked for of it. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to our lineup, our prompt lineup, and use the second prompt, and which is this one over here, to create every one of the UIs using Nano Banana to be specific. So it says here, using all attributes listed, can you generate a JSON prompt that we will be using to instruct an AI to generate a clean modern clean modern UI for an Android device slash mobile device. Please visit. So here it says using all these attributes listed, can you generate a JSON prompt? This is basically JavaScript object notation. You don't need to know what JSON means. All you just need is to know that this is the kind of prompt you're using. So let's start up. Oh shit. So basically, we're going to go to our prompts stack and choose our second prompt that says using all these attributes listed, can you generate a JSON prompt that we'll be using to instruct an AI to generate a clean modern UI for an Android device slash mobile device? Please be as detailed as possible and don't miss any important features slash attribute. So what this prompt or this instruction is basically saying is that it will be trying the AI, which is basically Cursor, to generate the JSON prompt for us. This is a kind of prompting using JSON formats. It's still natural language being English, but the format is in JSON format. So you will actually see what a JSON prompt looks like when we generate one. So we are going to basically copy this instruction from over here and go back to Cursor as we have here. So we are going to basically paste this instruction in Cursor by hitting Ctrl V. Sorry. Hitting Ctrl V on our keyboard, yes. And we are going to modify it a little bit so that we will pick up this UI one after the other. So we are going to start with the home slash dashboard, the home section that has all these attributes, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to go down and we're going to modify it to focus on the home, because we're going to do all this for each of these pages one after the other. So what we are going to do is that we're going to focus on the home in bracket dashboard. We're going to just put it as it is. So let's go through our prompt one more time to make sure we are in the correct lane. Using all these attributes listed, can you generate a JSON prompt that's okay? We are going to change this thing to listed for the dashboard using all the attributes listed for the dashboard. In bracket. Sorry, we have to write it home and then put dashboard in brackets like Cursor did. Dashboard, right? Can you generate a JSON prompt that we'll be using to instruct an AI to generate a clean modern UI for an Android device slash mobile device? Please be as detailed as possible and don't miss any important feature feature attributes like you generated. So we're going to basically delete this last sentence over here, because we're going to repeat this same prompt for each and every part of the tabs. Like I said, we are going to start with the home tab. So let's just hit the enter key and see what Cursor gives us at this moment. Let's hit the enter key and let me move this recording tab to here so that we can actually see properly what is going on. So let's see what a JSON prompt actually looks like. For those of you that haven't used a JSON prompt in whatever you are doing, it's actually more effective than using a prompt that has only to do with like natural language or so. So JSON prompt is actually more detailed and more, effective as a whole. So this is the JSON prompt, I guess. And it's writing it in a JSON file, which is weird. I was expecting it to just write it on plain text on my screen, but it's actually putting all these stuffs in the file, which is not actually useful if you ask me. But regardless, we are going to delete all this file later. But for now, we will have to use it to generate our screen and see how it is. So for a prompt, it's actually pretty long. I just believe that this can actually be fitting Nano Banana that we are going to use to generate the image because I wasn't expecting it to be this long. I mean, this is just one of the screen, the dashboard slash home to be specific. It's not like all of the screen. So I don't know why he's writing something so long like this. I don't know why it's so long. So it's weird. Let's see if it doesn't work. We'll actually iterate our prompt over here to create a more shorter version of this prompt because it's writing a lot for a prompt. Actually, I've not encountered this shit before. So we're going to give it time to finish. It's too long. It's too long. I won't lie. So he actually finished writing the prompt and it took time. It's weird. It's actually weird. He gave us detailed instruction. We are not going to use almost half of this stuff. So in case of next time, I will actually tell it not to write this dashboard UI.txt. We don't actually need this. I don't know why it's writing this thing, honestly. It's kind of weird. Maybe give us two, I don't know, man. Okay, it gave us two formats of the prompt. One is in just text format, as you can see. And this one is the one we'll be using, which is in JSON or JSON format. Sorry. So this is how a JSON prompt looks like for those of you that haven't seen a JSON prompt before. It's basically natural language, but in JSON format. As you can see, there is always there's a key value pair over here. That is how it is kind of designed. It's more effective to use this kind of prompt in AI, and I believe that it will actually give us a nice UI. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this prompt real quick. Wait, all right. I'm going to copy this prompt real quick, and I'm going to go to. We are going to be using two softwares here. One of them is both of them are just the same thing but in different angles. Let me show you what I mean. So we are going to go to Google AI Studio and we will be using Nano Banana over here. So we're going to choose Nano Banana Pro over here, right? So we're going to paste. Okay, it says Nano Banana is only available for paid tier users. It's kind of weird, man. This has always been a free stuff to use, but now it's for paid users. It's weird. So basically, we're going to go to stitches as usual. We're going to use stitches over here. As you can see at the left hand side, these are the applications I've worked with in the past. So we are going to use the application side of things, and we hope that this one is actually not paid. So we are going to leave it at redesign. So we are going to paste our JSON prompt over here. Wait a minute. Our detailed JSON prompt. As you can see, it's a detailed prompt of what we'll be needing. So we are going to hit the enter button and cross our heart that this gives us the best output. So if it doesn't give us the best output, we are going to try the prompt that has a text format. But we pray that this one actually works out real fine for us. So let's see what this will actually give us in real time. So I'm going to hit the enter key over here and see what is going to happen. So as you can see, our prompt is extremely long, man. Like I never believe we'll be getting this kind of long prompts. It's extremely detailed and long. So let's see what Nano Banana will actually give us as our UI. I actually like how detailed it is, but I don't know whether Nano Banana will give us something decent using this detailed prompt. Well, let's just see the output of what we have. All right, we're having something over here. Something is being created over here. So we will see what it's like. If it doesn't make sense, we have the option to keep creating, like um activate this 2x so that we can see more, I don't know, stuffs. So this is the UI we have from Nano Banana. It's not bad per se. It's not actually bad. I won't lie. All right. It's not bad, but we actually looked for the home. Okay, it did for the home. As you can see, the home button is the one activated here. So this is how the home should look like, if I'm not mistaken. So it's weird. There is bar for add received, transfer, budget. It just looks like a fintech app when it's not a fintech app. It's basically an expense tracker, right? So we're going to try it one more time. It's already activated in case we want to edit, but no, we're going to try it one more time. I want to paste the prompt and see what comes out again for us. We're going to click 2x. This 2x means that it can give us like double sample, right? So we're going to, it's already in Nano Banana Pro, as you can see. And we're going to click the enter to see what is happening. It says here you have 15 redesign screen remaining today. This is weird, man. If I run out of redesign screen, I'm going to log into a new account. We have to get this thing working before they knock us out of this shit. So let's see what it comes up with. I actually like this screen, to be honest, but I want to see whether we can get something better than this one. So if we don't get anything better, we are going with this formal screen. It's good for me. I just want to know whether we can get anything better, right? Maybe I'm kind of picky, I don't know. Regardless, I just want to see whether we can see something that is nicer than what we have. All this weird. It's weird. It's basically almost the same thing we got from the first one. So just in another format. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So it's hard to make a choice over here because all of them are basically the same thing, right? Okay. I'm kind of going through two of them to know which one to use. I'm looking at these two stuff. Basically, we are going to use this one because yeah, it looks sensible, bro. It basically looks sensible. I'm going to download it real quick over here. I'm going to download it. As you can see, it's downloaded. The PNG is downloaded. So I'm going to go back to Cursor and I'm going to ask it, yeah, is this what it had in mind, right? So that we make sure we are in the right track. Is this what you had in mind? So we're going to upload that stuff. And put a question mark over here. So I'm going to hit the enter and see what Cursor gives us. This prompt is too long. It's too long, man. I'm even surprised that Nano Banana accepted this long prompt. And maybe another thing we could have done, maybe we could have tried the other one. I don't know. I just feel like trying another software and seeing what it gives us. We have another option to try here. We have Kimi over here, right? So let me move this in real quick. I don't know whether it has Nano Banana or something like that. No. Okay. I don't know, man. Let's just cross our mind and pray that it gives us something useful. I don't know how this one works actually. So all right. It seems that Cursor is in agreement with the image we just provided it. So we are going to basically go with the second one. with the second. We are going to basically go with the second screen, which is I don't know. That should be the budget screen or something. Let me open my app real quick and know the second screen because yeah, give me 1 minute. Yeah, the transaction screen is actually the second screen. So we're going to basically go back to that prompt, right? Copy it. I don't know, my keyboard is upside down over here, so it kind of writes stuff that I didn't command it to write. So we are going to basically copy this stuff and I'm going to come here and paste it, and we're going to change a few things over here, right? We're going to change this to transaction because that's our second screen. If you go back to our the time we tested the stuff on our phone, we're going to use transaction. All right. Just we are going to leave everything the same. Nothing is going to be changing here. We're just going to change everywhere we see the home to transaction. Can you generate a JSON prompt that will be using to instruct an AI to generate a clean modern UI for an Android device? Please be as detailed as possible. Don't miss any important features slash attribute like you generated. So I guess why this thing gives us two options is because of this be detailed as possible. Anytime you tell an AI to be detailed, it goes the extra mile to give you both what you need and what you don't need. But it's actually good on our end, and we have to use it that way because we have few options. So it says here minor differences all accepted. Category post account, simple text only, home analytics, budget profile, minor naming difference. Okay, all right. Let me just go down. I want to add an instruction telling Kuso that the ones that need a little bit changes, like this one, it says that the code can be enhanced. That we will kind of change it when he's implementing it on his own, right? So we're going to change it. He's going to be the one that is basically going to implement this enhancement when actually making the UI in real time. So we are going to instruct it here. I don't know how to compose this English. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to say it in a way that is so simple to understand. All right, I think that this sentence should be good enough to remind Kuso then. And actually, then I'm going to copy this I don't know breakdown and give Kuso. But for now, we need to focus on generating the next screen, right? So I will be like, as for this first screen, it is great for me too. Though you will be implementing the enhancement when we will be coding it in the future. I will remind you then, but for now, let's do the next screen. I'm basically telling Kusa we have to ignore this enhancement for now. It's going to do it when it is actually coding the screen. But for now, let's go ahead to focus on generating the JSON prompt for the second screen, being the transaction screen like we stated over here. So let me just hit the enter key and see what it comes up with for us. So the mistake we actually did earlier on, I won't call it a mistake, but it's an overlook, is that when we are creating the first JSON prompt for the screen, we could have switched the LLM over here to Gemini, to Gemini 3 Pro, because it's actually the best in doing UI stuffs. Now it occurred to me that I kind of skipped it, but regardless, we have already started using Opus 4.5 for our implementation, or maybe we can switch to Gemini in our next, I don't know, um, our next prompt. Let's just see what it comes up with though. But basically, in case you are trying to do your own or you are following this video in any way, just know that Gemini is always better when it comes to anything UI. All right, completed the long time it took to write the prompts. It completed the prompt at the end. So we are going to basically go and check the prompt. Waiting for it to finish the prompt is really a hassle on my end because I have to keep silent and watch it write the prompt. So basically, this is the text part of the prompt like we had before. You can actually use the text part of the prompt, which is great, but we're going to use the JSON format like we used for the last one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically copy all this control A, copy all these prompts, and I'm going to right click and copy these prompts. We are going to basically go back to stitches like we did before, and we're going to cancel out this and I don't know, paste what we have over here. As you can see, we just pasted the prompt like we did before. I don't know whether I can expand this thing so that it can be more visible than normal. But regardless, we pasted what we copied, and I'm going to hit the enter so that we can see what is going on. The prompt is actually excessively long. It's not supposed to be this long, but I believe every detail matters when it comes to making a UI that is kind of useful and attractive. So we're already choosing the base components or the base colors of our UI. So let's see what the second tab, being the transaction tab, looks like. So it's creating, I guess, one or two or three. We didn't actually choose 2x over here. So I don't know why I seeing like it's kind of three over here. It's weird. It's actually weird. All right. So this is what we have. This is what we have. This is what we have. I don't know. Is this supposed to be the same thing? It's kind of weird. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Um, it has like three different four. Wait, let me go straight to the point. Let me reduce this thing real quick so I will see. We'll see stuff. Yeah, it created like five. We didn't ask for five though. So let me just go back to Kusa and verify whether are we supposed to have five UI in this or just one. Right? Mm, we are basically not using this color. It's weird. I don't know why AI. I don't know what AI is seeing using purple. It's kind of weird. So before we continue, let's check on Kimi and see what he came up with because we forgot to almost check on Kimi and see what he came up with. That's unfortunate. It didn't give us any useful UI elements. I was thinking it was going to give us something useful. So it didn't work out as we thought. It just thought and gave us a breakdown of gibberish we didn't ask for. So something is off. Let me go back and ask Kusa real quick. So I'll be like, So I don't actually like the output I'm getting from this. So I'm going to kind of change it to Gemini. Well, let me just ask Kuso this and see what it comes up with, because the idea of purple is weird. Every purple created, I don't know, project is always AI. Like you can smell AI from afar. So we don't kind of need that kind of color in our project because it's messed up. These ones are not bad, but they are not actually good. It doesn't look cool to me. Basically, it's weird. It's basically weird. So imagine using purple here. Everybody will know that, yeah, this app is coded with AI. So we are going with this aesthetic we already have, right? We don't want to add something weird to it. So let's see what Kuso has came up with. Yeah, Kuso kind of confirmed it was multiple. So I wouldn't have known if I didn't ask Kuso. So let's go back to stitches and see. The, Nothing is actually so bad with the UI, but I don't like the purple color. I don't like the purple color. If I'll basically go back and wait, give me 1 minute. I'm seeing a receipt over here. It's actually detailed in what it did, right? But it's not kind of, it doesn't look nice. I don't know whether it's only on my end or are you guys seeing the same thing? It just doesn't look nice. The blue color is messed up. We have to maintain the this color that I've been using since. So it doesn't look nice. Let's basically go back. I'm going to regenerate this prompt using Gemini. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back to the prompts because it's weird. It doesn't just look nice. Let's see what Gemini will give us. This one is for the dashboard. We have already done that one already. And this one is let's basically see what Gemini will give us. This is a gamble though. Let's just see what Gemini will give us. Let's see what Gemini will give us. What we had from Opus 4.5 is good, it's complicated, it's detailed, but I don't like the setting. It's weird. Yeah. It's so weird that I don't know why it's like that. It looks like an app that I don't know. It's just weird to me. It might sound good to or look good to you guys, but it's weird. I mean, look at this stuff. Look at the purple color, the purple theme, and the red is always everywhere. It looks like, yeah, it's a debit alert, obviously, but the red is too much, man. It will make it if you open your app, you'll be kind of scared already because the expense is too much. Only looking at your app, the whole red thing will be like, oh, I'm spending too much. Obviously, we know you're spending, but it shouldn't be scaring you like this. And if you're scared, man, nobody should be using this stuff. At least I don't enjoy the whole theme of the app. Maybe this is a silly excuse, but I don't enjoy the whole theme of the app. It's kind of, it looks like a calculator. It basically looks like a calculator in form of an app. It's weird. I love what it did here. I don't know why it didn't continue with the aesthetic it has here. So this is weird. I'm not going to lie. It's so weird. So let's go back to Kusa and see what he's doing after the whole long prompt. So I don't know whether this thing is Gemini's Nano Banana's fault or Kusa's fault. Because this prompt is pretty detailed. I can see over here. It's actually detailed with everything. If Nano Banana actually followed the instruction step by step, meaning that it's from Kusa, but if you kind of did something that is not related with what you're looking for, then I guess it's from Nano Banana. But let's see what Gemini comes up with over here. All right, it came up real quick, man. It came up real quick. Like it didn't write a bunch of weird stuff like the other one did. Right? Let's see. Let's just see what it comes up with. Because let's see how let's see what it shows up with. I'm going to paste it real quick over here and let's just see, man. We are running. I know we are running out of generations by now, but let's just see what it comes up with. If we run out of generation, I have to sign into a new account because I mean, why not? I have to sign into a new account to continue my generations. Right. Mm, this is going to really take our time. This is really going to take our time. Gemini only did one screen for us, right? Maybe you should do more than one. Let's just see what it has. Now see how cool that screen looks like. It's not the best though, but look at the aesthetics. Like you can actually think that a human being actually did this, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just expand this thing real quick. Now see how the screen looks like. It's simple. Yeah, the blue team is good. It's not like purple or something, but it's just simple, man. Can just do stuff. It looks a bit modern than this. This is completely, I don't know, looking AI generated and messed up. So we're going to actually go with this, right? So I'm going to ask Gemini whether the transaction screen shouldn't it have different components like we just did over here. Now we are getting into a rabbit hole where we've been tackled with a lot of things. Add expense, add income transaction, add transfer transaction details. So let me go there real quick and be like, yeah, mm, transaction list, add expense transaction, add income transaction. Um, right. Add transfer transaction details. Like, um, So we're basically telling Gemini to go over to our project files and all our descriptions to make sure that we're actually going for one screen because Cloud gave us like five different screens that's supposed to be in the transaction or something like that. So let's see what Gemini will say on its end. But at the moment now we are kind of down the rabbit hole and we have to keep moving till we find a solution to our problem at the moment. So I'm going to hit the enter key and see what it gives us. All right, since it's correcting its prompt, let's see what it comes up with. Because I guess we will soon exhaust our, all right, we'll soon exhaust our privileges using the free version of Stitches. So we have to log into another account or something. So let's copy this stuff real quick. Go over to Stitches and see what it gives us, right? Let's see what it gives us. This is unforgivable, man. It just looks like a calculator to me, man. It looks like a calculator to me. There's no kind of modern stuff. It's just bland, total bland, with emojis up and down. It doesn't really make any sense. So this one is exactly the kind of UI I'm gunning for, but unfortunately, it gave us something like this. This is messed up. No kind of design, no kind of effect. Just it's just like a notebook, man. It's weird. So weird. So this one is giving us I don't know. Guess Gemini is the worst over here because I mean, what is this? This is weird, honestly. This is weird. This is not what we are gunning for. Since we are going to go back to using, I don't know, Opus, we're going to use Opus that way because it's actually hard to get something slick out of this stuff. It's using it just give us one screen at the end of the day and it's using an iPhone. We're not even working with an iPhone. This is kind of weird. So we're going to go back and use and repeat the one of I don't know. I have to repeat the one of Gemini. So we are going to go back and repeat this, but now we are going to use another model. Let's try Codex Max, I guess. Okay, it is free until December. So there is a new model that is here that is called Codex Max. I didn't see it, I'm just seeing it now. And it's actually free till December 11. So we can abuse it as much as we want. It is the best model out, if I'm not mistaken. This is actually ah we already surpassed December 11th, man. But regardless, wait, this is 8th of December, yeah. Sorry, this is 8th of December, not 11th. So we have to abuse this thing as possible. We have to milk it as much as possible, and we have to try to use it to create. In fact, the remaining part of our project will be created with GPT 5.1 Codex Max. So let's see what it will actually give us, because Gemini 3 has actually failed us at this point. Let's see what GPT will bring for us. So basically, what it means by being free is that if we are using it, it won't count in our token, in our premium subscription here. So I'm going to actually milk it because I mean subscribing Kuso every month is a big deal. So I'm going to use it as much as possible to create our UI and see what it comes up with. As you can see, this guy is supposed to be writing prompts. So this is the problem with AI models, right? You encounter a lot of bullshit like this, but you have to be patient because the good thing about Cursor is that it can revert to the last checkpoint when you encounter a problem like this, right? So it actually first checks through our files, unlike Gemini and Cloud. I didn't check through our files. Just be like, yeah, let's just write any UI. They didn't even check our files to be like, let's see how the UI is. At this point, if this UI comes out good, right, I'm going to rewrite the first one. I'm basically going to rewrite the first one, this one, to be specific, because it's good though. But if this one turns out better than what we have before, I'm going to rewrite the first one to create better UI, I guess. So it's already writing this stuff for us. And as you can see, it's doing the screen differently. That's why to use the best frontier models in this coding stuff is the best. So one thing about Cursor is going to always be getting better. This is the worst it can be at the moment. Tomorrow it's going to get better more than this. Before you know it, new models will be out and they will be updated, and you will see new models that are more intelligent over here. So we are going to see what it has for us, the kind of UI it brings for us. If it is sleek compared to the last one we had over here by Claude, we are going to revamp everything from the beginning. So that's unfortunate. Like I said, we're not going to skip any part of this video. We're going to jam both the hard part and the good part together. You're going to see me debug. You're going to see me make mistake like I promised. So I'm not actually going to skip any part of this video. It made like two particular prompts for us. It says add transaction UI and transaction detail UI. So let's just go and copy it one after the other. I don't even know what it means by it. So I'm going to copy this real quick. I'm going to go to I'm going to paste it here real quick, and I'm going to enter and see what it comes up with. So I'm just hoping so much that this UI works out so that we can't be going around about and be creating UI. We have wasted a lot of time trying to figure out our UI. Maybe it would have been easier if we used a pre-existing UI from already existing app, but I don't want my app to look like another one existing out there. It's kind of weird. So we have to be unique, even if we have to come up with some kind of weird UI, right? So let's see what it comes up with. Dang. I don't know. At this point, I don't know, honestly. At this point, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Why is it using so much color? Why the purple? Ah, damn it. Why do AIs like purple a lot? Like this is messed up. Why am I having purple in this my UI? It shouldn't be there by any means. It's basically weird. It's simple though, but it's weird, right? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to start afresh. I'm basically going to start afresh. This is weird. This is weird. I won't lie. I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to go to this checkpoint where we have the home, and we're going to start with the home. And I'm going to instruct it beforehand to it must be sleek and never use purple. It must be sleek, so, modern, and attractive. All right. I don't know whether I should add some kind of interactive or what, but let me just write. Let me just order it not to use purple because this purple usage is out of hand. Please never use purple. Right? I don't know, man. Let me go and check whether we can use a reference or something. Like our result is being messed up. We are having messed up result. We are having messed up result. We are having really messed up result. Like I don't really like any of those. I actually like Some assuming that we even have a total black background like this, it would have actually made sense for me. But now what they are using is not to my taste. Maybe I'm too picky or something, but it's weird. Right? Let me see something. A UI as simple as this can go a long way. I don't know why it's not clicking. Yeah, this one looks like an expense tracker or something like that. I was asked to download screen with Pro. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I didn't see it coming. So for you to actually access a lot of UIs or most of the good UIs in this application, you have to go Pro to unlock this stuff, which is weird. There's no actual free version. Let me see whether I can get a filter that can, I don't know, do the free stuffs. Filter out free ones for me. Um, I can see filter over here. Let me take this thing out of. So I don't know where we can filter out free stuffs. There's no free stuffs. There's no free filter over here. It's not free filter over here. That's weird. So they basically want me to kind of pay for premium or something, which obviously I'm not doing. I'm not going to pay for premium for this shit. And guess what? The website is not even working. Maybe it's from my router. Let's try it one more time. So we are hit with many roadblocks blocks over here. The first one that we cannot use Nano Banana Pro again from for free on Gemini Studio, which is weird. It's wide because we were expecting to use it. They were like, we should link an API key, which is weird. So let me just reload. I don't know whether this is coming from my router, but let's try and reload. I guess this problem is from mobbing their websites. It's not kind of working. I reloaded Gemini Studios and it worked. This one is not working. So basically, we have to forget about them or something like that. So let me just try to go to their website from a fresh tab. This is taking a toll from me, man. I never expected that I would take time in the UI design of this app. I know I don't want something too fancy, but I don't want something that looks stupid. Yeah, I don't want something that looks dumb. All right, it's not kind of loading. Maybe it's from my router or something. So I'm going to basically use a VPN to try to load it and see what it comes off with. All right. So we are having difficulty in connecting to a VPN. Maybe it's from actually my router. So I'm going to actually go and fix this stuff before I come back and we continue from where we stopped.